Joining us right now from Studio City, California, Donald Trump supporter and a star of the silver screen and television's General Hospital, Sean Kanan. Sean, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Maria. Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
So we are calling you the conservative celebrity. Is that right? Headed into today's primary. How do you see the primary today in California?
Well, first of all, I think whether you love her or you don't love her, we all have to recognize that Hillary Clinton clinching the nomination is a historic moment. And I think for that alone, she does need to be congratulated. I think that a lot of people are actually still going to vote. I mean, this is a really impassioned election right now. I think the Sanders people are not going to stay home. And I think Hillary is urging her people to continue to get out there and to vote because she wants to continue to show all of her fundraisers that she's the viable presumptive nominee. So
characterize California for us. I mean, I know that obviously it's left, but, you know, we have a lot of people on this program who basically say it's more mixed than you would think. Characterize the voting electorate from your standpoint.
Well, look, I mean, Hollywood is historically very progressive, very left, but I do believe that there is, in fact, a silent, let's hope it's a silent majority out here, and I think that we're going to see that. Look, obviously, this was a difficult week to be a Trump supporter with the comments that he made about Judge Curiel. You know, like so many people, I was really concerned about what he said. You know, race and ethnicity is never a reason to raise the question about judicial bias. This judge was clearly somebody who took on the cartels, the Felix cartels in Tijuana. He was born in Indiana, clearly an American. But for me, you know, the interesting thing is his affiliations outside of the courtroom. I mean, he's a member of the San Diego Lawyers Association for La Raza, which has a relationship with the National Council of La Raza, who has been vociferously anti-Trump. And I think possibly that's where Trump does have a leg to stand on. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Sean, big picture, though, as a Trump supporter, do you see a problem having to discuss a judge presiding over a civil case that is not related to, not directly related to Trump running for the presidency?
Absolutely. And I think, you know, you're seeing people that are bright, intelligent conservatives, obviously someone like Newt Gingrich, who are coming out and they're speaking against what Mr. Trump said. Yeah, it's a difficult time to be a conservative out here. But you know what?
Sean, do you think
I believe in his message.
Yeah.
I believe he is the best direction forward for our country. And, you know, I'm sticking to my guns like most of his supporters are.
Here's Harlan Hill.
Sean, real quick question. Do you think that this was just another example of Donald Trump being inarticulate? I think we saw that when he announced his original campaign, talking about drug dealers and rapists. I think that he was inarticulate. I think that it's just him probably framing the issues in an inarticulate way. Would you agree with that, or do you think that he's deliberately framing the issues as like a dog whistle to certain voters?
You know, I'm not sure. Look, obviously Donald Trump is not a seasoned politician, and I think that's the thing that so many of those of us who support him like about him. But the caveat with a candidate like that is that he's gonna step in it every now and again. So I think also, though, that he is a master marketer, and that he is very adept at using provocation as a way of energizing the conversation.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's a good way to put it. Let me ask you this, because Cher is making waves this morning. Okay, Cher. She says, here's her quote.
Well, she does live in Malibu.
Okay. So she says, Trump makes me want to blow my brains out. What do you make of that?
I hope Cher doesn't do that. I really do. Look, I think that this is an incredibly polarizing election.
Yeah.
And people are really, really passionate on both sides of it. And you know, I think very few things in life are black and white. They're kind of nano shades of gray. But in this instance, you've got people that are firmly for Trump and firmly against. And like I said the last time I was on your show, I think he's a very imperfect candidate. And I understand a lot of what the opposition doesn't like about him.
Yeah.
I just happen to feel that he's what's best for us going forward. I mean, I just can't see this country having another third term of the Obama administration.
Right. Well, he's certainly shaking things up.
By the way, if anybody on the right made a comment like that, they would be completely lambasted.
You mean
by
Cher's
the,
comments?
by the left? Exactly.
Well,
And
your
if
brain's out. Yeah.
If you follow her on Twitter, you know she kind of speaks in emoji language all her own, of all caps and lots of emojis and misspelled words.
Oh,
it's very hard to follow her on Twitter.
I'll try to follow her on
It's like
Twitter.
reading something that a millennial writes, but on the opposite end of the age spectrum.
You're following her on a regular
No, I don't follow her on Twitter.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is holding this star-studded fundraiser at the Greek Theater. She held it last night. A few names in attendance: John Legend, Stevie Wonder, Ricky Martin, Christina Aguilera, Cher was there, Eva Longoria. When will more Hollywood Republicans publicly support Trump's candidacy? How do you see the conventions differing, Sean, when you've got all this Hollywood royalty around Clinton? What is the convention going to look like?
I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see which Hollywood actors come out and openly support Mr. Trump. You know, here's the thing. There is a group of conservatives in Hollywood. A lot of these men and women are actually A-list stars, and because of that, they're kind of insulated from a lot of the repercussions that those of us that are not A-level stars would have to contend with. But, you know, at the end of the day, Hollywood is a business. It's predicated on garnering audience and generating money. And I think that if you're able to be an effective part of that machine, I think there really is more tolerance than people give Hollywood credit for. That being said, I think that this is the election that is going to actually bring those people from the silent majority out into the open. I think it's going to be a really fascinating convention.
Yeah, which is why we have this incredible voter turnout already in the primary season. Well, Sean, we think you are A-list, so you're A-list in our book, by the way. Sean, great to have you on the program this morning. Thank you so much. Sean
Thank
Kanan.
you so much. Take care.